YouTube. Let me turn this camera just a little bit. This is Chris here. Welcome to the Alone Zone. Well, let's see. One, I'm in a bit of a bind. This camera here is giving out. I've been using it a lot. It's an old camera. It didn't really get a lot of use until about a year and a half ago. And then I took some time off, and I've been really using it. There's a lot of videos I record that just don't go up because I watch them back and I hate them. So, or the lighting is terrible. Like yesterday I recorded 2 great videos, a lot of great things to say, and I put them on the computer. Well, I played them back through the little screen on the camera, and they were terrible. It was all red. The lighting was just gone. All you could see me, but everything was shaded red. And then I did another video, same thing, and I uploaded them to the computer just to see maybe the screen on this camera is going out. No, that's not the case. So hopefully, you know, obviously this video is going to be put up. What I found out is inside my car here, it's not as bad as it is taking it out. So I don't know. And the settings are all automatic. I'm not really like keen. This is a used camera, so I don't know all the settings. So I'm really not sure. I just keep everything auto, and maybe that's what's happening. The camera's just not able to distinguish as well as it used to. I don't know. Good news is, second week of February, I will have a new camera, but I would hate to go away for freaking a month and a half, almost 2 months. I mean, I'm not ready to take a hiatus right now. I enjoy doing these videos. Although I am kind of at a crossroads a little bit. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. And that's bad because, you know, you can only talk about your social anxiety and your depression and things like that, you know, so much before your story is told. I mean, I could thoroughly go into every single detail, you know, if I really want to. And I'm seriously thinking about doing a collection of videos, maybe around 10, chronicling, even though I'm a nobody. I'm not famous. When I say I'm a nobody, yeah, I do believe that I am. But I mean that I'm not famous. And to me, you know, I just am a local guy making a vlog here with about 300 subscribers. I don't have a credit of fame to my name, so, you know, and maybe not every famous person is a somebody, because there's a lot of jackasses out there that are famous. But anyways, and so let's see. So I'm trying to determine what I do here. You know, I'm so afraid to talk about my interests, which are not really that many, but I do have some, and I'm afraid that if the people that started watching me from, you know, the social anxiety and depression stuff, that if I start venturing off into things that I am passionate about, people don't want to hear me talk about that, you know. So you know, it could be like it could be a plus. Talking about new things could garner more subscribers, people who aren't interested in social anxiety and depression, but who are interested in the other topics. And then it could be a detractor, because the people who know me from that may not want to watch me talk about other stuff, so they may quit watching, and then I lose them. And speaking of that, a guy very popular in the community named Zach put out a video about fame. I just wanted to respond to that real quick, and I'm glad he did that video because it gave me something to talk about. Because I'm really, you know, having a hard time trying to differentiate what to talk about. So, anyways, fame. I'm not trying to get famous off of YouTube. I'm never gonna get famous. I'm not gonna blow up like Boogie did in, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Boogie 2988, I believe, blew up. He has like things people want to see. He does video gaming stuff, which is something I would really love to do one day, but I don't think I'd ever blow up because that dude is funny, you know. He's a big old dude, been put down all his life, been dragged through the mud, but because of YouTube and doing videos, he got noticed. He had something interesting to show the viewers. So You know, he now has over 1 million subscribers. He found his wife from doing videos. So will that ever happen to me? No, that's not gonna happen. But you know, never say never. But I don't have a talent in me. The only talent, and this is not even a talent, but the only remote thing that I'm even good at is cooking. All my jobs have been restaurant related, but when you have depression and social anxiety, it's impossible to, well, not impossible, but it's just hard to work in that type of setting, because in the restaurant setting, you, one, are around a lot of people. Two, you're on your feet for 8 to 12 hours a day. Three, it's fast-paced. Four, there's dangers like knives, cutting yourself. If you're not thinking clear, you can burn yourself. So that's why I cannot work, and that's the only thing I'm good at. Because in my mind, I can't, one, the amount of people that you have to deal with, there's a lot of people in restaurants, you know, unless you work in some small, quaint restaurant somewhere, which, what are the odds I'm going to find? You know, we don't really have that kind of place like that here. Most of the restaurants here are all big. And then the small, quaint ones are usually family-oriented, so they're not going to hire any outsiders. So, and plus, I'm not thinking clearly. The depression is really, really bad. So I would be scared to go in there. One, I don't think my body can handle standing up on the concrete floor for 8 to 12 hours, moving around. But it's not that. I'm afraid I will not be thinking clearly and cut a finger off or burn myself severely, you know, and put other people at danger. So that's why I cannot work right now. And I'm not good at anything else. So really the only thing I guess I could do is, if I had the right camera and setup, I could do it, maybe something related in cooking on here, you know, where, you know, I teach people how to cook certain dishes, and, or not, well, yeah, teach them how to cook certain dishes, but, you know, everyone has their own touch on things, but I can just show you the basics of how this dish goes. Then I can offer maybe some tips on, you know, what to do to spice it up, you know, everybody has different tastes, and, you know, what you can do to maybe, if you don't like this or that about it, I can, you know, give you alternatives, you know what I'm saying? So, that could be something I could do, but again, I don't have the type of camera needed for that. One, I would have to have somebody film me. I don't have anybody to do that. I don't know how in the hell I would set up a camera over my stove. I mean, I guess I could set a camera up over my stove and cook, but it's just, it's so much easier when we have somebody filming it. I don't have anybody to do that. And two, you know, that's just, you know, there's so many people that do cooking on YouTube. You know, I would just be one in a, you know, I would be a little fish in a small pond. And again, I'm not a trained chef, but I've been cooking since I was like 6, 7 years old. I watched my grandpa cook. I was really into it, and I remember one time, and I remember this very clearly, my grandfather, he was out in the backyard working on something, and he was a construction worker. He was out back building something or whatever, drinking his beer and whatever, you know, just doing his thing, and I was hungry, and didn't want to bother him. My grandmother was out and about, so I went in the kitchen and I made me my first breakfast. Made an egg omelet, I cooked some bacon and some sausage, and made some biscuits. And I was only, I think, 7 years old or 6 years old when I did this. So, and my grandpa came in, and he was like upset at first because he was a 6-year-old kid cooking all that stuff. He was afraid I was gonna burn the house down, but he was like stunned at how well I did it. And I said, "Well, Grandpa, I've been watching you every week, you know." And so from there on, that's something I always had a passion for, was cooking. You know I touched in my college video about wanting to be a lawyer and helping people, sure, but the thing that I took up was cooking. And unfortunately, with this fucking, you know, anxiety and depression, you know, the restaurant business is not catered to that. You have, and plus turning to drugs and stuff, you gotta have a clear mind when you're, you know, around that kind of stuff, you know. And believe it or not, in the restaurant business, I've seen a lot of things, and cocaine is very prevalent. I don't know about every restaurant, but a lot of the restaurants I worked in, the chefs would snort cocaine because you gotta be so fast-paced, and they would take energy, you know, supplements on top of that. And you know, so I guess, you know, for me personally, you know, I was already self-medicating, so, you know, I found it, you know, God, they're doing this at work, you know. But to me, deep down in my mind, I'm like, you know, you got to think clear here, because, you know, I didn't want to, you know, injure myself. I guess in a way, even though my mind was cloudy and stuff, I knew that I did not, you know, want to risk, you know, injuring myself severely. So, and again, the anxiety was terrible. And then it's not just the, you know, not being able to maintain, you know, with the depression, anxiety, and trying to self-medicate, and then trying to work in that type of environment. I think those chefs that were, you know, doing, you know, not every of them, but most of the restaurants I worked in, a couple of them, maybe 2 or 3, the chefs would snort a little cocaine. I'm not saying they were like doing tons of cocaine, but they would snort a couple of lines during their shift just to give them a boost. And, you know, I don't know what they did outside of the restaurant because I didn't hang out with them, but, you know, that's just, again, I'm not saying this is what goes on at every restaurant, but that's another thing. Getting back into that business, I may come across more chefs that do that, and I don't want to be put back in that environment, because I am not, you know, in a place where I am comfortable, you know, saying that if I wouldn't, you know, go back to doing something like that, because, you know, that's just the way it goes. But anyways, fame, do I want to be noticed, you know, for more than just social anxiety? Of course, but around 300 people right now know me, and before, the only people that knew me were my grandmother, my brother and sister that want nothing to do with me, my therapist, and the nurse at the clinic. That's it. And my counselor at the clinic. Those are the only people that knew me. Now there are around 300 people that watch my videos, and of those 300 people, I talk to some of them on Facebook. And I'm not sure if everyone I talk to on Facebook is subscribed to me or watches my videos, but I know there's around 300 people now that know of me, and that's amazing. And some will laugh at that and say, oh wow, that's nothing. But to me, that's a lot. And if that's all I'm ever known for, is a guy that talked about his anxiety and depression, a guy that, you know, told his story of his lonely life and how much he dreamed of one thing, and that was love, well, let it be. If, you know, I never come up with any ideas or never am able to do anything bigger or better with this, that is what it is. But, you know, fame, not looking for fame at all. But again, I'm proud to be known at this point by more people than I was before going into this. So, and, you know, Zach's video was amazing. He touched on a lot of great points, and I understand completely. You know, that guy right there, I firmly believe from watching his videos, and I know, you know, maybe in his real life he's not doing as good as it may seem, but I firmly believe in watching his videos that that guy is going to make it. That guy will succeed. I already see signs in him, just the way he, you know, portrays himself, the way he talks, the confidence he exudes. And it may not be 100% like that off camera, but I just think that that guy is going to make it sometime, somewhere. He will be successful. He will beat this. I think that guy will, you know, have a lot of friends. He'll have a good life. You know, he's got all the tools. You know, I could see him, you know, I don't know, you know, like him personally or anything, but I could see him being in a rock band or something. I don't know if something that he would be interested in. But I don't know, it's just weird. When I watch his videos, I see a guy that could be a front man for a rock band or the lead guitarist, you know what I mean? And I know that may sound funny, but that's just what I see. And you know, us with social anxiety and depression and stuff, we really get into our music. I find that music is big to us, and that's just something we all have in common. And we might not all listen to the same type of music, but it's all really like similar in the genre of it. And you know, that's cool. But again, you know, I can't say too much more about that. You know, I know I'll never be famous. But again, if all I'm ever known for is the social anxiety and depression videos, and so be it. It's like I said, better than being not known at all. So that's about it. That's all. You know, I really would like to get back into the restaurant business, but there's so many things there that right now I'm not capable of handling. If my mind was in a much better place, I know I could get a job at a restaurant, no problem. But right now, my mind is not clearly thinking. Again, I don't know the environment. So this was back in the early and mid 2000s. These chefs that were doing the cocaine and other types of speed. Some of them even snorted Adderall. And I understood why. You have to be fast paced, and that's why I'm saying there's a lot of dark sides. You know, you go into a nice restaurant to eat, but you just don't know what goes on behind the scenes. A lot. I could tell you so many stories about some really like sick things I've seen and stories and stuff. You know, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a little bit of stories from my restaurant days in another video or something like that. But I know that that is an environment for drugs. And again, I'm on the methadone clinic, and the goal of methadone is to keep me off the street drugs and give me a little bit of stabilization. And I know that my depression right now, I'm so like, it's really bad right now. It's at a point now where it's probably at one of its worst points, even though I may not portray that or it may not show on camera. Trust me, I am super, super, super low right now. And, you know, death thoughts would not be crossing my mind if that weren't the case. But getting back into that business again, not thinking clearly, cutting myself real bad or burning myself or burning somebody else, or again the drugs and the speed that goes around those places. I don't need to be around that right now. And again, that's the only thing I'm good at, so that kind of sucks. But you know, maybe I'll meet somebody and they could be my camera person, and I can do a little cooking show on YouTube one day. I don't know, that's just a thought. I mean, because if I'm ever going to do anything more with YouTube and even have an opportunity to blow up on YouTube, it would be having to do something I'm good at, something that people would be interested in. Cooking is something that people, I guess, would be interested in, because there are a lot of people that don't know how to cook, and they turn to YouTube to watch people and learn how to cook. So that could be something I could do. And YouTube is something you can do full time. You can monetize your videos. You can make money doing YouTube videos, but again, you have to have enough subscribers, you have to have enough views, and you have to have something people want to watch, or you won't make a penny. But I know there are a lot of people out there that do YouTube, especially on the gaming side of things. But then there are other people, that the comedians, and you know, even people that just do vlogs. But the way they're able to produce their vlogs, they do it in like they produce it in a way a television show is produced. That they blow up and get 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 plus thousand subscribers, and they're able to make, you know, around 1,000, 2,000 a month, I think, just doing YouTube videos. Now, I may be wrong about that number, but I know that those people that, you know, have, you know, somewhere around 300 plus thousand subscribers are easily making enough money to maintain a basic lifestyle of, let's say your bills are around $800 a month, so they're probably coming in with about somewhere around 1,000 plus a month, so they're able to maintain a basic lifestyle. And hey, just doing YouTube videos, making that much money is just insane. So YouTube, like right now with my social anxiety and depression, maybe YouTube is the way for me. Get better equipment, find something that I think people will want to watch, and maybe I could try to monetize my channel one day and make a living doing YouTube videos. But again, I'm a long way off from anywhere near 300,000 subscribers, which I think is the minimum. And I think you have to have, with those 300,000 subscribers, you're going to have a minimum of around 30,000 views per video or something like that, just to make any type of money that is substantial enough. So, you know, again, that comes with fame. But YouTube, anyone can work on YouTube, but you have to have, anybody can make videos, but you have to have something that people want to see. And again, I'm never going to succeed doing this with these types of vlogs right here, but I have a lot of ideas in my head of things that I could do. But I'm a long way off from that, and when Zach was talking about fame, that just got me thinking. So that's it. That's all. I've already ran longer than I wanted to. Alright, until next time, this has been Chris with the Alone Zone, and I'm out. Peace.